Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tuesday night, and it is a very special day. To my right, the man, the myth, the legend, the admiral of the airwaves, the Poindexter podcast, your favorite of mine, the birthday boy himself, 52 and 6'2", baby, and he can still put his cock through the white picket fence. Put your hands together for Bill Moran!
Wow, Dougie, you never disappoint. You never disappoint. Look at that. Little sweet emotion.
Sweet emotion. And you've been having sweet emotions all day on your birthday. Happy birthday, Bill.
Well, thank you. I
welcome.
appreciate that. Very kind of you. I was, it was a day, right?
It was a day, yeah.
You're not, what are you going to do? You're old now.
After 50, it's 60, 70, 80.
When you start hitting ages where you go, shit, that sounds old.
Right.
That's where I start going, I don't think so. You want to know what I wanted to do today, and I did it, was I wanted to go and work out. So I usually take a strength class. It's me and all women on Tuesdays and Thursdays around lunchtime.
Just you and all women.
No, it's me and all women.
How do you sign up for that?
It's the gym that I instruct boxing at. So I've gone sporadically throughout the summer, but I'm like, you know what? I've been running lately. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go do that. So this morning I came in here. I was working. I was here by like 8 o'clock. I get a call from my father. My father calls me. It's like 9, and he goes, I was gonna go to the gym, but I'm blocked in. They're paving the driveway in the back. They're mowing the lawn. I'm stuck here for a half hour. So I figured I'd call you. Happy birthday.
Thanks, Dad. I'm glad to be thought of.
Then he goes, I can't believe it was 52 years ago. I threw your grandmother out of the apartment. My mom's parents had come up, and I was the first child. I was a 10-pound baby, and I think at the time they didn't do cesarean as much. So my mother wanted a natural birth, so they basically pulled me out. She needed a spinal, all this shit. And I guess my grandmother decided she wasn't feeling well and couldn't travel home the hour and a half. My grandfather at the time was a New York City fireman. He needed to get down and do his shift in New York City. So he leaves her and my uncle, who was 17 at the time. My mom was 24. And they stay at the apartment with my dad. And my dad said, you know, you're getting all these calls from everybody. It's the first kid. And she's chiming in on every call. Oh, I'm telling this. He goes, finally, I slammed the phone down and go, that's it. Get out. And he threw him out.
Just like that.
Kicked her bag down the stairs.
Really?
And yeah, my grandfather had to come back from New York City
and pick her up.
Wow. But he's talking like it happened today or yesterday or last week. It was 52 years ago.
It's one of those memories that it's still.
It cut right through to that.
His son was born. He remembers everything from that day.
I guess. And so, but see, I've had 3, and I don't remember everything from all those days.
You drank a lot.
Well, that's true. I do remember getting very upset because at the time, my wife and I just wanted us in there. And my wife had some health complications with things, and her mom had always been like her healthcare proxy and was very concerned, and anesthesia, whatever medication they were going to be using. Wasn't anesthesia. And she wanted to be in there, and I think I remember saying to my wife at the time that I go, Jesus Christ, because her mom was really little. I go, she wants to put on a miner's cap, climb into your vagina, and cheer the kid out. Tell her to stay the fuck out. So it's my version of throwing her out. I go, no, they were great, but it's a high pressure situation.
Yeah, it is a
high pressure situation, and it was. And my wife, who probably would have not had a problem with her mom being in there, certainly stood by my wishes and did not, and it was just us in there. Yeah.
Yeah, as it should be.
Yes.
You were the doctor, the nurse.
Yeah. Yep. That was it. And that was a tough one. The first guy was a little rough.
Yeah.
But then
not having any kids, I wouldn't know that experience.
Do you ever wish it could be like the old days where you just sat in the other room and smoked a cigar and let the doctor come out and tell you, well, it's a boy or it's a girl?
My mom actually did tell me a story, and I was going to call her later tonight. She was telling me that, so at the time, my grandmother she just had a way about her. I loved her, but there were many, many, many people. I mean, even at her funeral, I said something, and one woman came up to me afterwards and goes, thank you for saying that. Because she made life hell for anybody who was coming, like my uncle's wife. She was just awful. She even used to say to first girlfriend I brought around, she goes, I don't know if I like it. She's very bossy. She was loud. She would just say it, And she had strong opinions on things. I'll tell you one that was one of my favorites with this woman. I had 2 moments that I just absolutely loved with my grandmother, and they were when I was older. She's old school Irish, right? Not from Ireland, but and her family.
Close enough.
Pretty much. And there was a year that they decided, this is terrible, and I could get in a lot of trouble for saying this. I do not believe in this anymore. I never believed in this, but it was funny for the effect. And I think if I said this even to people who were gay, they would be okay with it. But at the time, they were starting to allow in the St. Patrick's Day parade, which was a high holy day in my family. And my grandfather every year would march with the firemen in the New York City St. Patrick's Day parade. Well, this year, my grandfather had, I think, passed by this point. They were allowing gays to march in the St. Patrick's Day parade. Now, don't forget, even Catholicism wasn't recognizing gay people within the institution of the church. It was, their belief was God didn't like this and all this stuff. So it comes across the news, and when my mom had a TV in the kitchen, and it's just me and my grandmother sitting there, and I had to be, I think my kids were around, so I had to be in my early 30s, and I said, "Look at that," She goes,
I get her on.
I know. And I go, you know what they do? Yeah, they put that filthy thing in their mouth. No, it could be anybody. Like heterosexual put filthy. That had nothing to do with anything. But I said this.
To your grandmother?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Doug, probably like 10 minutes later, I start hearing... Like that noise. I don't know.
Dwelled on it that whole time.
I don't know what's going on.
She finally figured it out.
I go, what's going on? They put that filthy thing in the mouth, Billy. I fucking lose it laughing. Like I can't breathe. My mother doesn't know what's going on. She hears my grandmother sounds like she's choking, who knows what. Right. She comes running in. I'm laughing and she goes, "What is so goddamn funny?" And I'm trying. I can't even explain it.
Right.
I cannot do this justice.
We're watching a parade.
Yes. Well, we're watching the news about the parade that was coming up. I mean, just insanity. And then there was a time where we threw a 35th wedding anniversary for my parents, who were married close to 38 years, and then they split.
Oh.
But this was a big deal. And they had gone out, and we had all these flower arrangements and things. And my parents went out, and my wife at the time and my sister really kind of organized this whole thing. And they were prepping the food and all this. And my brother and I were doing some things. And I think my sister at the time had... this is terrible.
She's not listening. Go ahead. It's your birthday. You can't get in trouble on your birthday.
Oh, I'll give you another one for my birthday.
I gotta hear about your sister.
No,
it won't be his birthday
but listen, see, this is where I go, I don't want to get canceled. My sister was dating at the time a guy who was of Korean descent. So... he's kind of, I think this might have been one of the first times he's ever meeting all of us, and they're kind of serious. I think they were living together at the time. So she's introducing, and then somebody says, well, we got to iron the tablecloths. And my grandmother had been drinking, like steadily drinking. And she looks at him and goes, well, yeah, people can do that pretty well. You should handle that. like it was nothing.
You're right.
Like it was nothing. And I go, oh my God. Oh my God.
That's 20 years ago. And even she was raised 80 years.
Oh, yeah. She died at 96 years old.
So she's been through a lot of decades of change.
Mm-hmm. But who says that? Then she gets so drunk that night.
How drunk was she?
Hammered, to the point where my brother decided he was drinking too. He took the hose, the detachable hose out of the sink, and put it between his legs and pretends he's like peeing and it's landing on her and she's dancing around. It's like, has no idea. Grandma's all drunk. My mom had this room, and they had this really beautiful big house. And it had two entrances. One was French doors on one end, and one was just a single glass door off the dining room. But it was two entrances into the same room. There were two couches on either side that faced each other, a table, like a coffee table in between, and a fireplace, right? And vaulted ceilings. And so my grandmother finally has had enough, and she went and she laid down on the couch, and she had her hands on her chest, and my brother looks at me and goes, she looks like she's dead. So we had all these flowers that we got, all these roses for the anniversary party, which was going to be the next day. So my brother and I each get that, and I start going in through the front door. He goes, no. You never enter the funeral. You never go into a wake from the front. You got to come in through the back. So we go through the back. The two of us are giggling and laughing. We kneel down. We put flowers on her chest as she's laying there like this, and we're kneeling on the couch next. She picks the flowers up and starts beating us. Bullshit, you two idiots! Bullshit! It's bullshit! And she got up and started drinking again.
Right. She just hit a
second wind comes blowing in.
Then this is the anniversary, and we worked together, and you'll remember this because I would fucking love to get this call back. It was early on
right. I know what you're talking about.
I'm going to say early on in cell phone technology of the kind we have today. I think I had a phone in 97 or 96. They were that gray flip down thing, right? Mm-hmm. The one you broke in the car. Yeah. Now this is one where you, it was like you could flip it up, but you could get Facebook on it. And it was the first time I think I was getting social media on my phone. And I had all my music on there and all this stuff. And I don't know, I think it was an iPhone. Anyway, I would always be listening to stuff while I mowed the lawn. So I remember mowing the lawn, and I stopped, and I'm back. I know exactly where I was. I had built the kids a treehouse, and the pool was back there. And I stop, and I see that I had missed a call from my grandmother. So I play the voicemail. It's my grandmother and my aunt, who is only 8 years older than me, 15 years younger than my mom. They're together. And well, maybe they're calling again. This is what it was. They were calling again. So I answer, and my grandmother says to me, "Hi, happy birthday, blah, blah." She said, "Did you get our message earlier?" And I said, "No." And she said, "Well, don't listen to it. Billy, don't listen to it. Happy birthday. Have a great day, blah, blah, blah." My aunt gets on. So then I'm like, "Oh, I got to fucking listen to this shit." So I listen to it. It's my grandmother and my aunt. And my grandmother doesn't realize that she didn't get me. But it's my voicemail on my phone. She's going, "Happy birthday, Billy." And she pauses. And my aunt goes, "It's his voicemail, Ma." And she says, "I know." And she goes, "Well, then leave him a message, Ma. You stop talking. Why are you always yelling at me?" And then they start going at it. And at the end my grandmother goes, "Why don't you leave me alone and let me die?" And my aunt screams, "Then go ahead and die." And we played this voicemail over and over on the air. Remember we used to play it all the time? Yeah. I wish I fucking had it.
I wonder because when you went to the other company, you asked me if I could dig it up. So I found it and sent it to you. So I'm wondering if it might still be in my email that I sent somewhere. It would be awesome if it were.
So great if it was. Yeah, so those were some, that was my grandmother.
98, you say?
96. She made it to 96. Yeah, she made it to 96.
And you're calling your mother later?
I was going to call my mom later. And
on the show?
Yeah.
Years ago, somebody said, always make sure you call your mother on your birthday.
I agree.
She'll remember that day more than anything else, even her birthday.
Well, really,
Christmas or whatever.
I wouldn't be here had she not gone through. And I was a 10-pound baby, so
she's gonna remember that one.
I think so. That was great.
Everybody has a bowling ball every day.
that was a little insanity for sure. What have you been up to?
I have been getting my breast cancer part one of a 2-part event for the Breast Cancer Coalition of Rochester.
Yeah,
I had done a bowling event for 10 years, and then COVID hit, and people are telling me, "Well, I don't want to be indoors with strangers." I'm like, "Well, do you golf?" "Yeah." "Good, I will do golf and bowling." They're like, "How are you going to do that?" I go, "It doesn't matter." So this will be 4 years of golf. It's going to be at Salmon Creek next Monday.
I'll tell you what, man.
It's looking like a beautiful day.
I don't mean to sound like that guy because I'm certainly not. But I'm talking to my sister today. She and her family had gone to the Galapagos Islands, and they did some deep sea diving and all this other shit. Came back, and everybody got COVID. But my brother-in-law had it. They thought it was just a mild cold, and my sister thought it was from traveling. She's like, "I don't care." And then my sister got hit hard, high fever. She goes, "This is the worst I've ever had with this new COVID." So I'm going, outdoor shit may be better.
Is it?
At least we're still in that outdoor phase.
At least we can do that.
I hate to be there, but I don't want to get sick in any way.
I don't want anybody to get sick.
No, me neither. And I know that it sounds like I don't want to be, because people get all uptight over COVID. It became more of a political thing. I don't feel like getting sick, but I'm like, there's different events going on. I go, at least it's outside.
Yeah.
Outside's better.
Absolutely.
But I didn't go to a thing about 2 weeks ago because I knew it was going to be packed. And I'm like, Which, then I go, am I a pussy? Maybe. Maybe I am. I don't really know. Well, that's great. I think, so how much money, do you know how much, in a cumulative way, over the 4 years of doing the golf, how much you've raised?
Not the golf, but over the 12 years, $132,000.
That's pretty good, man.
Last year was $36,000.
That's amazing.
And we had bad weather. I had it in September.
But it's only September. It's just you.
I have helpers there that day.
No, but I mean, it's you who
I get all the prizes.
All this and doing everything.
I do I just stopped at Pastaville and Irondequoit. They called me and said they got to.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's a great place. I did their anniversary party a couple of years ago. Very nice people.
Awesome.
Shauna
great food.
Hooked me up, and just one of many things that are going to be there. I think 89 sponsors this year.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Very good.
The word's getting out little by little, and start making Jello shots tonight. Last year and the year before, we had like 600 to 700 Jello shots.
Do they all go?
The first year, yes. Just fun people.
Okay.
Not falling down drugs, but
no, I got you.
Don't leave a Jello shot behind.
Yeah.
And little by little, it's progressed.
That's what they said when they stormed the beach in Normandy.
Yes.
Leave a Jello shot behind, fellas. We're going in. We're taking it off.
Last year was our first year for Bloody Mary Bar, which went over great.
Yeah.
We're adding mimosas for the ladies this year.
Yeah, look at that. And then there might be a guy that likes mimosas.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hear they put a filthy thing in their mouth. But
right.
Sunday.
It's not a steak dinner. We cater it throughout the day. You're eating little by little. So my deviled eggs, which you've had.
Yeah.
Little BLT bites. And then where I work, Forest Hill, is catering the rest. We're going to have stuffed mushrooms, little quesadilla.
I love stuffed mushrooms.
They're the best.
I really do like. Is it stuffed with crab meat or sausage?
Sausage.
Okay,
yeah.
Good.
You want sausage in your mouth.
Yeah. Yes. Always.
Yes.
Always, my friend.
Little quesadilla sandwiches, those little triangle things, and then he's got. He called me the other day. He goes, "How about tater tots? Bigger tater tots, but filled with cheese and bacon." I'm like, who doesn't like cold tater tots? I mean, even if they get a little cold later in the day.
You know what that is?
So we're just.
A fat guy wet dream. It's fat guy porn right there.
So we got beer, seltzers, Jello shots, food all day.
How do you sign up? You're telling all this. How do people join?
You got to call me next year.
It's full.
It's full.
Good.
Yeah.
Congrats. Well, that's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. We've got 2 teams in every hole, except for the par threes, to try to kind of spread it out. And then this year, new too, is Texas Roadhouse is coming out on the 16th hole. Pay $5 for a ball. If you get it on the green with one shot, you get an entree, which is $25 to $35.
Nice.
How do you go wrong? If you get it in a hole in one, I guess you'll get a year's supply of entrees. Once a month, twice a month.
Wow.
So
all right. Okay.
I was just there last week.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Texas Roadhouse?
Yeah.
Look at that.
That is the hardest place to get into in Henrietta.
I just posted a bunch of pictures from last year if you look at my Facebook.
All right.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
We'll take a moment. When we come back, signs you're getting old. Signs you're getting old because if you're not following, you should follow Roc Gone Mad. Roc Gone Mad on Instagram.
What's that?
ROC Gone Mad. It's all different things that are happening in Rochester, including like a guy, somebody's driving down Westridge Road with a guy on their windshield. Yeah. But there's one in particular that I saw, and it made me take pause, and I decided to read some of the comments, and then that actually made me think, and I go, I don't think you think this way when you're younger. And we'll get into that next. But first, looking for an RV? Well, it's time to take advantage of the endless summer savings at Myers RV Superstores. You can find great family camping options starting at under $5 a day. I was just talking to somebody I know who has a child in nursing school. Traveling nurses are a big deal. You get a per diem. If you actually owned a Myers RV, think of all the money you would save because they still have to pay you the per diem. But here's the great thing. It's your sheets. It's your space. It's a shower that nobody else has used. I mean, I know they really clean at hotels and motels, but I'm just saying, if you had your own RV, how great would that be? Like a Grand Design or a Winnebago or a Keystone, Forest River, Jayco. You can see the new Coachman Viking Saga 20-foot bunkhouse travel trailer for just $4.75 a day, or check out the new Keystone Arcadia Select bunkhouse style fifth wheel for just $345 a month. Myers RV has 3 convenient locations in the greater Rochester area. Their newest one is in Webster, the original one in Caledonia, exit 10 off 390, and on Route 96 in Farmington. And open 24/7 online at myersrvs.com.
Cobblestoneonmain.com.
Connors and Ferris, because sometimes you find yourself hurt on the job and you don't know where to turn. You get that uncle who says, been there, done that. Let me tell you what to do. No. Call 262-COMP. That's the number to Connors and Ferris. Very easy to remember, 262-COMP. They only practice 3 types of law: workers' comp, Social Security, disability, and personal injury. Any one of those can take over your life, right? Or at least your thoughts, which is really what your life is. And you want legal representation that's responsive, experienced, and personalized. That's what you're going to get with Connors and Ferris. And you're also going to get peace of mind. You're going to know you have a team by your side, advocating for you, giving you the attention you deserve. So don't listen to your uncle. He means well, but you don't want to listen to your uncle. Call 262-COMP today. Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorneys.
Is this where I introduce you as John Wayne? Well, Pilgrim, live from Dodge City, it's the man, the myth, the legend. He rides a stallion all day long. This is Bruce Springsteen's daughter. I like to run him over with my horse. A Democrat got a DWI, only paid 500 pesos to get out of it. That bastard.
This is John Mayer doing I'm on Fire.
Really?
Yeah, I love this version.
And I do, oh yeah. I got a bad desire.
So Doug's dad used to be...
It still is. And we're going to bury him in this suit.
Was he, can we say Elvis impersonator? Is that what he was?
Yeah.
Yeah. He did, and he sang. He sat right where you're sitting there. Vince Press is in tonight. I don't know if the camera's picking up Vinny Press, but there we go.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
He's in the Mark Hillman section watching the show.
Hillman. I love Hillman. I got to get in
you?
there. Yeah.
Why?
There's just something about him because he's
a
harmless yet entertaining.
Yes. I have
I
always
just never
felt
know
the
what
same.
that kid's going to say. And I'm always laughing.
That's what they said about the dad from Modern Family. Harmless, but entertaining.
So there's this... have you guys gone while we were on a break to look at Roc Gone Mad?
No.
I actually followed it. I have not had a chance to look at it.
Okay. So it doesn't matter. So they put up just all these weird things that are happening in... are those working?
They are.
Oh, okay. There's... They have weird things that are happening in the greater Rochester area. So last night I'm getting into bed and I had just started following Roc Gone Mad, and I don't know why I hit Instagram. It opens up, and the first thing I'm seeing is some kids riding their bicycles through Eastview Mall, but they're BMX-style bikes, and they're riding on wheelies, like through, going around the turns and all this stuff through the mall.
At Eastview?
At Eastview Mall.
Not Grease Ridge.
You got it. Wow. So funny you say that. So funny you say that, because I'm watching this and I go, let me go into because I look down and it has 467 comments, which is actually a lot, right? For anything. Yeah. So, because you have to think about this. How many people see stuff during the day and just move on? Just move on. I don't comment on anything. I just move on, go on with my day. 467 people stop to make a comment, type something out. I mean, so one of them said, most of them, the first couple ones I read here go, they have a mall on the west side. That's where this belongs. Yeah, get over to Greece. That's where you guys belong. So I'm thinking,
there's a mall in Irondequoit nobody's using. Use that one.
All right. So as I'm reading this, I go, I see somebody who makes a comment that the argument is that no one got hurt. They go, someone's going to say no one got hurt with this. What's the big deal? So I go, I don't want to read any further than what they're thinking. And I'm trying to think this through. What is the big deal? What's the big deal? These kids did what we
Because somebody could have got hurt.
Okay.
Yeah, this time nobody got hurt.
I'm going, if I'm the Wilmot family, I'm not happy. They own the malls. And the idea that there is quote unquote lawlessness, and I know that that's an extreme word. And I go, this is where I know I'm a little older now. But it's not what I'm expecting in the mall. Vince, you have a daughter who, how old is she now? She's senior?
Senior.
Okay.
Yep.
But at one point, she's a 14-year-old girl, and she and her friends wanted to go to the mall, and you probably would escort them to the mall, let them go do their thing, but you'd be in the mall. And do you want, like, guys coming down on their bicycles? Because especially today, we don't know what's going to happen next. Do you know what I'm saying? Like when
I know what you're saying, because driving Uber, they're in the middle of the road doing wheelies, going towards cars, and right before they hit them, they pull to the right or the left.
Do. Okay. Well, what I'm thinking is, what I'm saying is, we don't know now in malls and things, because how many times has all of a sudden somebody lets out, you don't know if these kids are then going to pop off and get pissed and shoot some. I mean, right. I know that sounds extreme, but it ain't out of bounds.
No.
It's not like
and it's going to be extreme when somebody just shoots them because they're pissed and tired of the last.
Yeah.
They're getting, their car gets hit, their door gets hit, their Amazon gift outside gets stolen.
Yeah.
And then somebody's going to do something, and it's going to snap, and they're like, you know what? One less person to piss me off in the world.
So,
and then they're going to get an appearance ticket.
Yes.
But that's not going to be fair.
I thought it was an organized event. I saw that too.
No, I think it was just,
which would be a great event for them all to do.
Okay.
I thought it was organized.
But if it were an organized event, I'd have to think these kids would have helmets on. And I know maybe that sounds silly, but those floors look kind of slick to me. And those tires looked a little worn. And I'm going, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, they looked at those back tires. So I'm thinking I would think if it was organized, there would also be like the BMX rock crew or
it would
whatever.
Be taped off.
Don't you think?
And the first thing they would say is, don't ride around the mall.
Yes. So these guys are doing, so you did see this.
I saw it.
Did you see on Roc Gone Mad or somewhere else?
Just flowing through my Facebook.
Oh, yeah, because I think like Roc Gone Mad, and I don't know who runs the site, is basically just an aggregate. Like, they look for these kind of things, and they're finding them. I don't know how the fuck they're finding them.
DM us in the description.
Okay.
So people are like, I got some video for you.
Well, let me tell you something. There's some shit going on. I mean, there's women twerking in the streets on this one. But it's just funny.
Oh, dude, I saw like guys who were collecting money in the middle of the streets in Irondequoit today, like 3 or 4 of them. Just like, they don't even like go to the corners. Now they're just standing right in the double yellow lines.
That's been going on for a while.
So
all through the city, yeah.
In the comments section.
I had an argument with a guy the other day.
For what?
I was on Ridge Road and Lake. I forget where I was going 3 days ago. And first thing I do is look at the shoes. Now, the guy had either Nikes or Timberlands on.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a cigarette, cell phone in the back. I go, why the fuck don't you get a job?
You said this to him?
Yeah. Okay. I go, you're obviously young enough. I just got out of jail. I go, really? What'd you do? Well, I don't want to talk about it. I'm like, first of all, you're a liar. You're a young, able young man. And I just had enough.
Love this.
What you have enough with? Man.
I'm just like...
So, okay, see? Now, hang on a second. Because it's my
birthday,
but you're the old man.
My buddy tells me don't get pissed off and stuff like that. But when you constantly see it...
I understand. I see what you're saying.
Have more self-respect.
Okay. So you're taking me where I'm going to go with this whole conversation, and that is exactly what it is.
Where's your work ethic?
Well, it's not.
Where's your courtesy? A lot of words that aren't being used anymore.
Okay. I think you're on to something, and I go, is this, we will be called, if we sat around and had this conversation as we are.
We wouldn't get called because they're on the street.
No.
To your podcast.
We will be called by, we will be called by people, grumpy old white men, middle-aged privileged white men.
Didn't Lou Graham have a song about that?
Too.
Oh,
but let me go back to the mall thing, and let me just walk you through this. So somebody says they write in there the pranksters. That's kind of what they refer to them as. They'll say, "What's the big deal?" Someone said, "No one got hurt. No one got hurt. Nothing happened. What's the big deal?" And the person making the comments writes this and says, "It's a big deal because that thinking right there is a poverty mindset." And that really resonated with me, and I had to think about that because the excuse to be an asshole, right? You're being an asshole. Mm-hmm. You ride your bike doing wheelies through the mall. You're being an asshole. The behaviors, you're making people feel unsafe, and when that happens, we get Irondequoit Mall.
Bingo.
Do you see what I'm saying? All of a sudden, people don't want to go there. It's not about whether or not I believe that they didn't do anything and they were just having fun. It's how do people feel about going now to that mall where this was able to happen? Right. And granted, most people will probably look at it and go, it's nothing. But let it happen a few more times. And let it happen a few more times.
I don't want to go there anymore.
I thought the rumors from Irondequoit Mall, which was the mall in our area
it's still
in the 90s.
A beautiful mall.
When I came here, wasn't it in the 90s? I thought it was a big...
I worked there when it first opened up, and I knew it was never going to last.
Why?
Because it's double-decker. You're going to get... I saw one in Staten Island, and they've got, 100 times more people. Rochester isn't that big. You're oversaturated with malls. You had Long Ridge and Grease Ridge right next to each other. Marketplace, Irondequoit, and then
Eastview. Eastview, which was nothing at the time.
Right. That finally
and Marketplace
developed to be so beautiful.
Yes.
That's the only one. Shops are moving out of Grease Ridge every other day. There's no more movie theater. Marketplace Mall is not going to be... hospital, right? Juliana Center?
It's becoming, they're doing
a
surgery center.
Was fights every other week.
Okay.
And it just finally went
so
downhill.
It was the fights at Irondequoit, and then there were these rumors, and tell me you worked there, and I don't know but I only heard these as rumors, and I never knew anybody that this happened to or knew somebody who said, my buddy or my mom's coworker. I don't know anybody, but people would hide under your car at Irondequoit Mall, and then they would slash your Achilles tendon. So
I remember this now.
Do you remember the rumor?
There are urban legends
it was
about
like,
it. Yeah.
But I don't ever remember one person. I don't remember a story on the news. I don't remember anything. That went viral before viral. That was just like Rod Stewart having to have his stomach pumped because he sucked too much cock. Yeah. Which I go,
was he in that St. Patrick's Day parade with your grandmother?
How do these stories go viral before it was viral? You know what I mean? How did the gerbil up, what's his name?
Richard
Gere's ass. How did that get around? Everybody knew that story.
Yes.
You know, but the same thing with Irondequoit Mall. And my only thing was that kind of mindset, that mentality gets people go, I don't want to go there.
Right.
I don't want to deal with that. I don't even want to chance it. So when you see this, it is a poverty mindset of, well, what's the big deal? Well, the big deal is this is where people come to shop, feel safe, spend their money. Yeah. It's what keeps our economy going.
Right.
The taxes are a little lower in Ontario County. People like going there. It's a little fancier. They had nicer stores.
You got places to eat.
And I will tell you, man, I don't know this for a fact, but I've heard different things because I do the boxing stuff about some space that was going to be rented by a franchised place. And I think it was going to be either there or across the street. But just trying to find and hold tenants today is nearly impossible.
Yeah.
We're watching Bed Bath & Beyond dis-a-fucking-pier. You know what I'm saying?
You get on Amazon. You don't have to go outside.
No, I don't have to go anywhere. And COVID has made it where everything... you don't have to leave your house for shit, man. You got movies. You can live, I mean,
that was one thing
in the dirt.
That's one reason movie theaters gone down, because people couldn't take vacations. They had all that money saved up to go on a cruise, Disney cruise, or go to the interaction with kids. Now, well, we can't go with COVID. Okay, what are we going to do? Let's build a home entertainment center. They got the chairs, the big screen TV, everything. So you don't have to go to the movie theater and have kids run you over with a bicycle or whatever. Or somebody talking in the movie theater or baby crying.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to put up with any of the bullshit. Right. We don't have to deal with any other human beings.
I love still going to movie theater. In fact,
do
I'm
too.
going next week.
You are? What are you going to see?
My nephew
Barbie?
I rubbed one off to that 3 times in the drive-in myself.
Very nice.
I'm not allowed back in heaven. Anyways, I'm a Barbie girl. No, my girlfriend wanted to have sex at the drive-in last night.
What happened?
It took me 3 hours to find out what car she was in.
Oh,
thank you. My nephew wants to see Blue Beetle, which is a DC character. I
have no idea.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Vince, you know that one? Yeah, I saw you nod your head. Do you know Blue Beetle?
I heard it was Marvel, and I don't know
DC.
About it, but yeah.
It's
DC.
DC,
Sorry.
yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's one of the later characters to be developed in the comic book series.
Yeah. Is it out yet?
It's out. He wanted to see that. He wanted to see the Meg 2.
I was going to go see Oppenheimer, except that it's 3 hours. So
yeah.
Like,
who wants to do that for 3 hours?
Piles.
Anyway, sex for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Girl said, "Can you give me a half hour of sex?" I go, "If that includes me driving to your house and foreplay, sure."
Well, let's go see Oppenheimer. Well, you saw Peaky Blinders, right?
I did not.
It's so fantastic.
Yeah.
Maybe the best show ever.
Yeah, I remember you saying that, and I still didn't watch it. I go, that's fucking Vince. I'm not going to listen to it.
Let's go.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'll go. But back to this, to what you're saying. So when we start letting these things get out, like this kind of behavior, I think yesterday in the city of Rochester, we had a drive-by shooting at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
On 72 St. Paul Street. That is a gang. That's a gang killing. We know that an officer who was an RPD, Officer Mazurkowitz, is dead because some gang hired a guy out of Boston who was in the same gang, that branch, came down, and he was there to do a hit on somebody, saw these cops, and took advantage of a moment and killed one undercover cop, and I think either shot at or injured the other one.
Well,
I don't want to misspeak.
There's no accountability in the state.
There's no. Okay,
and
with
people
that,
are getting arrested, let go, arrested, go.
But what I'm saying
6,
is
7, 8 times.
They're not calling that stuff gang in the city of Rochester. Why? Because we want people to keep going to the city of Rochester, and
so they give it a cute little public relations.
They don't say that. They don't tell you it's. And there's no fucking way it's not.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't say that. Because there are businesses and people and things that thrive. And I have said for years, as the city goes, so go the suburbs. Truly.
Oh, it's gonna leak out into
No,
it.
but I'm just saying, as the city goes, and so you want that to be a vibrant economic center. They've been trying to give tax breaks and bring businesses down.
We're a small enough city. We should be able to keep this in check.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, we're not.
We can't because the cops, in my opinion, their hands are tied.
I agree.
They do what they can from the governor, and people get pissed off. And I've heard that, well, the cops should just do that. They have to. They can only do the letter of the law, which is told by the governor.
But let me take you back to your statement earlier. And this is, just follow me on this.
I'm following you.
Where you said there was a young man and you looked down and you saw his shoes and you're like, why don't you get a job? And you got frustrated and you rolled down your window and you started yelling at the kid like an old man.
I wasn't yelling like an old man.
You're like the Muppets in their fucking upper balcony.
I'm like, come on.
But my thing is, there is something to be said about having pride. And there's a word that you hear a lot, especially with young kids. Maybe you've heard it with your nephew. I'm sure, Vince, you heard it when your kids were little. I certainly heard it. Self-esteem. We got to get self-esteem. You know where self-esteem comes from? It comes from winning. It comes from doing something. It comes from feeling good. When people dress up, when people put on clothes and go out, watch how people behave differently. Why do you think, I don't know this for a fact, but I would say private schools, for the most part, I think uniforms were to try to make everybody equal. We couldn't see who had money and who didn't. It didn't matter. We were all equal. But at McQuaid, where my son went, it was all you needed was a blazer, shirt, and a tie. So you could have anything as long as that khakis and your shoes. But I swear to God, when you put that on, you behave better. There's something about clothes and feeling a little more pride in yourself and what you're doing.
I'll go with that.
You behave
think
better.
about it. Where do you wear the suits and ties? Well, used to wear at the church.
Church.
You go and
fucking look at the 1930s or the ball games. You would see it at whatever field it is today in downtown Rochester.
Right. When you went out. When you went out, you dressed up.
Right.
When you went to a wedding, you dress up. You better behave.
Yes.
Better behave.
Yes.
Okay, Dad.
And it's just a thing. And
exactly. Nobody's telling these kids what to do.
When you say, Doug,
there's no dance.
The family core is dissipated in the city, unfortunately.
The most important,
that is true. That part is true. And I remember Adam McFadden saying that he was very worried about the city of Rochester because the grandparents were raising the kids and they were going to die. They were getting too old. And here we are almost 20 years after he made that statement, or 15 years after he said that, and
most important hierarchy is the family.
I know he wasn't the greatest guy to be quoting.
Most important job in America, in the world, being a parent.
So I just think like there's something about having a little bit of pride, and when you do,
absolutely,
you start to feel better.
Self-esteem, self-respect.
Yes,
work on yourself. Don't worry about somebody else.
You got it.
Respect.
You got it.
You look in the mirror and you're happy with you.
Yes, the most important thing. Honestly,
and I don't care if you respect me. Just don't disrespect me. I mean, you know me, but you don't know every aspect of my world and what I do outside. I mean,
I've heard some stories.
I know.
You want to fucking check those rumors. I'll tell you afterwards. I don't want to say them into a microphone, but my God.
I mean, I was in that parade your grandmother was watching. I wasn't with those guys, but I was selling cotton candy and push come to shove.
Look me over like a 4-leaf clover, Doug.
Just hey, how much is a cotton candy? Well, I haven't got change for 100 right now. Let's make a deal.
No, but
Grandma's watching.
I think to your point that there is something about. So I think that there are people today that you can go on the internet, and I think Danny might be familiar with this guy. Vince maybe too. I'm not sure if you've heard of him. His name is Gary V. Gary V. His parents were immigrants from Russia. He came over here. His dad had a liquor store. He did terribly in school, then went on to college for a little while, and then started working at his dad's liquor store and took it into a multi-million-dollar business, started the wine library online, started doing all this marketing stuff, and now has his own marketing company and a bunch of other companies, early investor in Twitter and Facebook. The kid's a multi-millionaire, and his goal is to own the Jets. Someday own the Jets. Whether or not he will, I mean, he's always, However, what he'll say is there's no excuse to be broke nowadays. Get up and hustle.
Absolutely.
And my reverse thing about that would be if you get up and do something, you just feel better about you. And his thing is go on Craigslist, look under the free section, go pick up somebody's coffee table, wipe it off, and sell it for $10. Now you have $10 you didn't have. Easier said than done. I understand that completely. But my only point would be take from that is when you do something, it just makes you feel better. That's why I've always said I liked working with my hands. Not great at it, but I liked it. Because when we did radio...
you feel accomplished.
Well, it was something like at the end of the day, here's the thing. With a podcast, there is something tangible. It's always there. It's always up. when you did radio, it was off in the ethers. There was nothing, especially early on when they didn't even rebroadcast or podcast your stuff. So you had nothing tangible, and you didn't find out how you did that day for 3 more fucking months because the ratings were that way. So then they come out and tell you, hey, you did great or you did shitty, but it wasn't exactly what you were doing that week or that day. But if I hung a door in my house or I painted a wall, I could step back and go, I did that. And there was some real satisfaction in that. And that's what I think we're missing. And I think we live too much on this a lot of times, and we see what other people are doing, and we're not doing it. But this can also be a great motivator for you to hustle and do some stuff. I'll tell you, man, I mean, look, I didn't have anything, and we have this. And I'm not saying it's the greatest thing in the world, but I'm not at my dining room table where I started.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not there, and there is shit, and I am hustling, and I love it. And
you're not doing wheelies at Eastview
and
Mall.
I'm not doing wheelies at Eastview Mall. But I know it sounds like old guys saying that, but I do think that there is a chronological thing to watch.
Every excuse I hear, I can give somebody a positive. Well, I don't have this. I don't have a phone. I don't have a computer. I don't have. Yes, you do. You can go to the library. You can write there. Yeah. So there's always a way.
I'll tell you this.
If you want to work, you people that want to work will find a way to work.
I think this too.
And get better.
I believe this. I have believed this.
Not better, but I mean advance.
All my life, I have believed that if you truly show a little effort, you want to do something. This is really what you want to do. Someone's going to meet you halfway. Someone will meet you halfway.
I like to believe that.
I believe that. And I think I don't know if you wanted, and I always believe if you want to, you will. If you really want to do something, you're going to do it. Mm-hmm. But that's it.
The BMX thing actually is a great, being the PR guy at the table. Wouldn't it be great for Eastview to invite those kids back if it really wasn't organized?
And flip it.
Put helmets on them.
Flip it.
Get some sponsors.
Get
some good sneakers and say, let's make this positive for everybody.
The plug's out there, and Rick's going to come in Thursday night, and you're right. I mean, Vinny, that is absolutely a great thing, and it would be great to even do as a PR thing, because I do think when you see this, it looks like, punk-ass kids riding around, creating havoc. And they didn't do anything. They didn't rob anyone. They didn't steal anything. But it's what's the perception. And you could say, well, that's the suburban mindset. Doesn't matter.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, because everyone's like, fuck those kids, but let's bring them back in.
Right. Well, okay, fuck those kids. But my thing is also, I'm not going there, because what's going to happen next time? And I'm too scared. And I hate seeing people live in fear, but let that spread throughout a community. I mean, I watched one of the not greatest things, but something that happened, and you'll remember this too. There was some guys came up, I think from New York City, for a drug deal in Greece, or a drug deal gone bad. And they were coming up to either settle a score or do something, and they picked up, I think, a father and a daughter, and they realized they had the wrong people. But now the police were onto them. So they pick them up like somewhere in Gates and drop them off in Greece or vice versa. And then there's a high-speed chase down 490. They get off at the Bushnell's Basin exit, and they come racing up East Street, because I was out jogging, and they come blowing up East Street in the town of Pittsford. I mean, Doug, like going 110. And then all of a sudden, it's like the game Frogger. You see more Monroe County sheriffs. They're all over the place. They're everywhere. Well, these guys ditched their car. One guy, there was a couple, raised their family. They were very close to Park Road School. The lady, this sounds so trite, but just picture, nice little Pittsford house. She's baking a pie. One of the guys, black guy from New York City, walks in to the open back door, and she like freaks out. And I think after that, they sold their house and moved.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, something that traumatic, someone walking in your house, I don't care what color they are, if you're not expecting it, it could be a scary thing.
PTSD.
It could be a scary thing, especially if you don't know them. Now, so that happened. But then one of the guys, the gym teacher had propped the door open. It was like a May, June, early June day. He had propped the door open at the gym. And one of the guys walked in there, and he turns around. He's got kids. He goes, "Can I help you?" He said, "Yeah, can you get me a taxi? I need to get out of here." So they walk him to the front office, and now, I mean, Doug, it's the SWAT teams there. Mm-hmm. They've got the school in lockdown. Word's spreading throughout the neighborhood. Right. Everybody's going crazy. They have SWAT guys up in trees. My son, who's now 21 and in college, was in second grade because I saw his teacher that night when I went to get pizza, and she cried on my shoulder. She said to me, it was so scary. She looked outside and saw the guns pointed, and so she just closed the blinds, got the children on the floor, turned on the light. That's an experienced teacher, and read to the kids. Alarms going off. There was a lockdown. Meanwhile, I'm in my house, and I'm going, all right, yeah, I'm sure, I'm not going to do anything. My wife's going, we got to get up there. I go, I'm not going up there. She's like, no, you got to get up there. What do we got? I go, for what? And then the neighbor lady, and she, oh, yeah. Oh. So all of a sudden, it's like all these women they're marching up there. And I go, you're fucking cholesterol. They're the pros. Stay the fuck home. Right? But
it's your child there. And God knows whatever's going to happen.
Yeah. And how the fuck what am I going to do? If there's a gunshot, I'm going to, whoa, my kid's in there. My precious. Yes, I understand.
Billy, Billy, you can handle it.
I'm not going to do anything. So that was always my mind. But to watch that spread, the fear, a couple sold their home. Right. I'm going, that's all it takes is someone to be scared of going someplace. And then I tell 4 or 5 other people, and now we've got a gerbil up the ass of Eastview Mall. Do you know what I'm saying? And no one wants to go there. Richard Gere. That's all.
And that's just 1% of what you're hearing.
Yeah.
In Rochester.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yes, unfortunately. All right. Grumpy old man time over.
It's sad.
It is sad.
Truth. It's
terrible.
Truth.
It is. We'll take a moment. You like to gamble?
I love to gamble.
Do you? Okay.
I joined Gamblers Anonymous. They gave me 3 to 1. I don't make it. I was at the track the other day, opening gun. They shot my horse. He's terrible. I got no luck. I go fishing, I catch nothing. I go to orgies, I catch everything. It's terrible.
One golfer complaining about betting, and maybe he's right.
Okay.
We'll get to that next. But first, Iron Smoke Distillery right here in Fairport, New York, baby. What I love about them is they are a local company, considered one of the 10 best bourbons outside of Kentucky, but they use locally sourced products, all things from the Finger Lakes. You got to support local that supports local. You know what I'm saying? And it's a great place. Oh, man, the vibe when you walk in there is fantastic. If you want to take a tour, email Scully on the website, ironsmokedistillery.com. Go in, order a flight, get a Peacemaker. It's my favorite drink there. And it's made with all Iron Smoke products. And it's so damn good. And they have great live music. And just when you walk, you're going to love it. If you've never been into Iron Smoke Distillery, it's the old cannery. It's just got a great vibe. Fairport Music Festival is going on this coming weekend. So all this week leading up to it are fun Fairport Music Festival events. And you're going to find them all at Iron Smoke Distillery, including the Afterburner Party on Sunday, the 27th, from 12:30 to 7 p.m. Iron Smoke Distillery is Fairport and loves the Fairport Music Festival and loves you. Hope to see you there. Iron Smoke Distillery in Fairport, New York, baby.
The Red Wings are home this week. Tuesday has 2-for-1 tickets and Daryl Talley. Wednesday features Kevin from The Office and a t-shirt giveaway. Thursday is a business person special at 105. For tickets, visit redwingsbaseball.com.
Comedy at the Carlson is one of my favorite places to hang out because they got the best medicine, baby. It's laughter. This weekend, you're going to get it with Ian Fidance. He is extremely funny. Out of New York City, has a great podcast called Being Ian with Jordan, and he's also been heard on Sirius XM. You're going to love Ian Fidance. Extremely funny. Catch him this weekend, Friday and Saturday night. Comedy at the Carlson. 2 shows each night. Find out ticket information at carlsoncomedy.com. Danny?
Yes.
I say this is one of the greatest guitar riffs in rock and roll.
Oh, it's
Mark
fantastic.
Knopfler, when he gets in there. I think he's one of the best guitar players that isn't talked about.
Very underrated. Very underrated guitar player. Another one is Lindsey Buckingham. Nobody talks about Lindsey Buckingham. He's fantastic.
Yeah. Ugly motherfucker, but...
Well, he had to develop a talent to make up for it. Became a hell of a guitar player.
Somebody sent me today, happy birthday, but then it's happy birthday. It's like almost looks like the guy Doug saw in the corner. And he goes, happy birthday, motherfucker. But there's a riff in here that I absolutely love in the song.
competition in other places.
I guess this song was inspired that he was in some pub in England, and there was a band that was playing, and no one's paying attention. They're just all drinking and all this, and they were just kind of off in the corner, and the Sultans of Swing.
Dire Straits, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He had a great solo career, too, for a few years. Mark Knopfler.
Dude, you know what? I don't even know that I would have known that.
Yeah.
Check out Guitar Joe.
Well, doing what?
Playing on his own.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like albums and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, I have to look it up. I don't know any. Really? Because I thought he was a great guitar player. I didn't mind his voice. And he was in Genesis, and he, you know, Phil Collins I didn't mind, but it was, what's his name who broke off? Mike and the Mechanics. What a fucking, ugh. That was awful.
Was it Robert Palmer part of that?
No, that was Power Station.
Oh.
And he might have been part of Power Station. I was okay with Power Station.
What about The Firm?
I didn't mind The Firm so much.
I'm radioactive.
I think I wound up doing an interview with The Firm. They like having a new album coming out 35 years later, and they finally got their shit together and go, hey, man, we should go back out. I always go, why? What do you think's going to happen? I mean, I remember talking to Blue Oyster Cult, and they go, our fans were clamoring. Who, your fan? Who is this person? And what the fuck?
Those people in Turning Stone that just roll in from like,
you know
all right,
what?
I've bet enough money tonight.
We were at Turning Stone a few years ago.
Yeah.
Me and my buddy Mark, and he's got a host. When you gamble enough, you get a host, and if you want tickets or something, you text or call your host and see what they can do.
Yeah.
So
man, there is the greatest sucker move ever, right? Only
get a
because,
host?
well, I say it this way. Because
free
I'm sure,
room,
yeah,
free buffet.
I bet your friend puts out, but believe me, they're making the money back. So he's
Right.
laying out a lot of money, and it probably guys got deep pockets. But how great would it be to say, let me check with my hosts. I'll get us tickets. Let me check with my hosts.
That's exactly what happened.
Of course, you
we're looking
feel like a fucking $1 million.
Blue Oyster Cult's playing tonight. Let me ask my host. He texts him. He comes. He goes, "Here's 3 tickets, 6 row."
3 tickets, 6 row.
Godzilla.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked there were seats available.
Yeah, I mean they were giving them all away, but it's a 2,500 seat stadium.
Where-
The Vine.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Del Lago.
Yeah.
I love it.
I saw Tyson do a show there.
Oh, you did?
Yes, it was great, and I think that's a great room.
You gotta get him on your podcast because I think he really coming in, especially on your birthday, and I'm gonna give me the knockout.
We did an interview with him, and we're talking, and all of a sudden he gets a little like I say something, and he gets uncomfortable, and then I keep talking, and then he's like, "Yeah, oh yeah," and then at the time I was with DeTulio, and he brings up when he fought over in Japan, and I think it was Buster Douglas.
Buster Douglas got knocked out in the Tokyo Dome.
And I said, how was that for you? He goes, it was all right, because they took all the women off my floor. They put me up on the top floor. And they gave me just the ugly maids, but I fucked them too. I start laughing, and he goes, hey, I really like you guys. You got to come to my show and meet me afterwards. And I'm going, yeah, right, okay. So we do the interview. He loosens up. He's talking about fucking shit I've never heard Mike Tyson talk about. I can't believe that I'm having a conversation on the phone. He's on the phone with Mike Tyson, and he's admitting, he's telling you everything. Yeah, because I think something came up like, oh, Mike, you paid your debt to society and all that. You do the things that I was accused of doing, but he basically said I fucking raped her. I don't know. I was like, I remember sitting there. I remember looking at John going, oh, my God. And then he says again at the end, I really enjoy talking to you guys. I want you to come to my show. I want to meet you guys. So we go, yeah, it'll be fantastic. Great. I'm thinking, no fucking way. I get a call later that afternoon. Hell, hey, Del Lago called. They want your information and stuff. Mike Tyson wants to meet you. I go, you got to be fucking shitting me.
Did you meet him?
Yeah. I got a picture.
I remember the picture.
Yeah, I got a picture of me and Tyson. And we go back there, and he goes, oh, yeah, you guys, yeah. But, he's – I don't know what Mike Tyson's story is. The man has hands that, they're huge, and he's not that tall. But if you go back and watch those fights, he had such he was so quick.
Mm-hmm. So powerful.
And the one shot that I think that most people, when you're watching boxing, you don't pay attention to, and you really can't see sometimes even from the camera angles, is the under to the ribs, right? I mean, there was a great fight recently between 2 guys, and all of a sudden you see one guy and from the back, and what you're not seeing is like this hook, and it's right to the, it's bam, right to the ribs real quick. And the other guy comes back and he hits him Like he swings at the face, swings again at the shoulder, and then drops to a knee. And it was because the air had just now left his body. It was just there. Like you could see it. And then they show you in slow motion and a different angle, and he caught him right in the ribs. You get hit that hard, and the air leaves your body. And by that point, the guy's like, fuck it, I can't do it.
Right.
And Mike was great at that. And he was so hard to hit because he's shorter than a lot of these guys.
He had a tough upbringing. I've watched
tough.
a couple. Well, that's an understatement. I watched a
He
couple
didn't have an upbringing.
Right. Tough on the streets. And
Customano's sister took care of him.
Yeah.
And then when she died, he went back to being,
Gus ended up adopting him and trying to keep him out of trouble.
Right.
Because he's like, this guy's going to kick the shit out of everybody. I
knew?
want him in my... Gus did.
I know he did, but I'm going, how do you know? Like, you're looking at this guy.
That's why you have me on your show, because you know I'm funny, because you're like, this guy's a fucking future. I got to get him on the mic before anybody else. No offense, Dan.
I have... I'm not... I can't...
Do I get fan mail here?
I will not deny that. I will not deny that. As much as you're being a little bit of a smart ass cocky dick, and I apprate that. No, I'm just
cocky
kidding.
dick. My dick's stupid.
But that is absolutely true. I told you off mic. I think you're hilarious. I think that
if I didn't introduce him like a stripper, I would be out that door delivering Chinese like this fuck right here.
There's a guy that delivers Chinese. I always go, that looks like Doug
Phelps. Yeah.
Looks like your brother. He's running around. He came in here and he goes, he's the one who said to me.
Yeah.
He was at the funniest person in Rochester this year, and he came in.
The delivery guy?
Yes. He pops his head in one day. I'm in here by myself. He opens the door. He goes, hey. I go, what's going on? He said, great job last night. Hey, I was in that funniest person in Rochester contest a couple years ago. I go, oh, really? He goes, fixed. The whole thing's fixed. And I couldn't say anything. He was gone. And I said, and I even told the story that night, I go, I know for a fact it is not fixed because I sit in the back, I watch them count, and I know who they think was good, and they'll go, we can't. The votes are this. Because it's partly that's why they have you vote 3 comics. Yeah. And then it goes by the judges' score as well. Because it does really balance it out, but not always does the funniest person. And that's why I would say to anybody entering a contest like that, you even have to look at like things like American Idol. How many people didn't even get past whatever audition on American Idol and became a star? I'm going to be able to name none of them right at this moment. This would be great if I could come up with like 5 right now, but I can't. But there are people that have become names. I think is Lana Del Rey possibly? Was she?
No.
But no.
No. Carrie Underwood.
Carrie Underwood won it. Yeah. What I'm saying is didn't even get past.
Daughtry didn't win.
Daughtry became a name though on that show. What I'm saying is somebody who didn't even like really get past the initial audition.
I see what you're saying.
And there's been a few of those who've gone on and kind of carved out their own path. And that's what I would say to anybody: if you want to, it'll happen. And every experience you're going to learn something from.
You should try to, I think.
Oh, you will. But you will, right? You will. So you learn what works, what doesn't work.
Turn it into a positive.
100%. Yeah, it's all mindset.
Yeah, Idol's doing all the work for him. It's just getting them on a platform, getting somebody to see them.
You got it. Exactly. I
mean, Ruben Studdard won one year, but the big star that came out was Clay Aiken.
Yeah.
I remember that.
He came in second.
Clay went out to be what? A mayor or something?
Or
he's in politics. Senator. He did hold for a moment a political office in North Carolina, just for a moment. All right, so I did say betting on golf. Are you fading on me? Are you all right?
No,
I don't want to hurt you.
My adrenaline gets going and I yawn. I have nothing else to do. It's gotta divert somewhere. The energy's gotta go somewhere.
You can always
turns into a yawn.
You can punch Vince.
I don't punch
Vince if you want.
Hey, your dueling Mike Tyson impersonations was gold.
Oh, stop it!
I don't know if there are 2 better impersonations anywhere.
I don't eat alphabet soup because I can't spell anything. I like SpaghettiOs.
He's fucking being a dick.
No, I'm not. Danny, they were fantastic.
Really? Agree to disagree. Because I was going to throw one in too. I'm like, no.
I did.
No,
I jumped right in there. All right, so John Rahm is out saying that apparently somebody got drunk at the BMW Championship.
Wow, what's all that
gambling?
coming?
This is about gambling.
They didn't get in the BMW afterward, did they, or no?
No.
Okay,
so I think Max Homa at the time was tied for 4th. It was toward the end of his 3rd round of play. As he went to putt, a spectator yelled, "Pull it!" in hopes of forcing him to miss. And instead, and the fan ended up getting ejected and all this stuff. And I think like his caddy jawed at him, and Max went over and jawed at this guy. And by the way, he made the putt. But John Rahm was asked about it later, and he said basically that happens way more often than you guys may hear. He goes, it's very, very present in golf. Spectators are very close. Now, look, we hear, you go to a football game, and I don't know if they can actually hear well on the field. Sometimes I think they can. But even baseball, there's got to be one piercing voice that gets through to you. It becomes part of the game. But golf, you're right there. And that's why they have the shh and the quiet and all this stuff. And he goes, look, even if they're not directly talking to you, they're close enough to where if they say to their buddy, I bet you $10 he's going to miss it, you hear it. And how can that not get in your head? Even if you're a pro, come on.
No.
You have to wear earplugs.
You're focusing on the ball.
Yes.
There's so many people. You're talking to your caddy. You're looking up, and unless it catches you in your ear, then it might.
But you know how they get very quiet at the putt.
Yeah, I've been at the PGA.
Yeah. So then when somebody says something, so he goes, you don't want it to get out of hand. It's very, very, very easy in golf. If you want to affect somebody, you're so close you can yell at the wrong time. I don't know that it would really upset the apple cart of betting, but you can bet on everything now in New York State. It's fantastic. It's a hell of a lot of fun, even if you're just doing $5 to $3 or whatever bets, right?
Oh yeah, I made a lot of money in the PGA Championship.
Did you really?
I made like $300. Oh yeah.
You're kidding?
No.
Who did you? I had no idea.
I just bet. I bet like long shots, and I bet some like I didn't bet people necessarily to win. I bet a few to win, right? And I stacked, my odds again. Okay, this one looks great. I'll bet this X amount of dollars in this guy, X amount in this, and X amount in this. And then as the tournament went on, there were other bets that you could make throughout. Once you started to figure out, all right, who's winning, who's going to be close at the end, and then you go from there.
Is it more fun to have a Happy Gilmore gallery than it is?
Yes.
That's right.
But think about it. If you have a Happy Gilmore gallery, he goes, hey, let's get everybody going. Yeah. Now you don't have to worry about yelling Bubba Booey.
Well,
or somebody like yelling like Miss or something like that.
I know, but there is something with...
Because it creates a white noise in your head. Now you have a background. Now you can just focus on the...
golf in general is white noise, from what I understand.
I think it's distracting when the dude is like Jim Nance is going, Jim Nance back here at 17, and John Rahm's about to approach. He's holding his left leg a little.
Well, I don't know if it does
I don't know if his putt's going to
affect the outcome or not, but that's always been the concern all the time. We've had an NBA, was it an NBA or NCAA ref? NBA
ref.
Right?
60 Minutes.
Yeah, I think there's even a Netflix special.
I know his name too.
Right?
I forgot
that he was taking bribes to make calls to affect the outcome of a game.
So in other words, he would call more fouls to get more free throws to get the over.
Yeah.
To bet the over.
I thought his family was involved. Like they said, you better do this or we're gonna.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't watch the Netflix. I know 60 Minutes did something, and I think Netflix did as well.
Tim Donaghy was the guy's name.
Yeah, that's right, Tim Donaghy. Yeah. Well,
it's like, why is this NBA game going 4 hours?
It was when it was on 60 Minutes. Paulie, who we called about the referee, the kids, he said he watched that, and the referees get together. Okay, let's have a good game, and we got to watch out for number 23 and number 24. And he goes, it's the same way in high school. This coach is going to be an asshole, and this one's going to want to watch the clock, and you got to watch out for, their defense kind of takes shots. So it's at the same level that you're used to a certain team and a certain player. And if the player's going to give you problems, it's easier to call a penalty on him and to get him, the other person, a free throw. So that's partly what I haven't watched in a long time, but that's kind of what happened. Yeah.
But I also think some of that, yes, the human nature does play into these things, right? There is some, we'll call it human error, but,
right.
Or human bias in it slightly.
And when you're popular, at the end of Jordan's career, if he got touched, he got fouled a lot. Even Brady had touched him.
That was the big joke. So when
interference
during Team USA, the Dream Team, Jordan, Magic, and Larry Bird took a picture together, and Magic looks at Larry and goes, "Don't touch him, you'll get called for a foul."
All right, we'll take a moment. Someone we used to work with, Vince, is going away.
Uh-oh.
Not for long, but going away.
I look forward to this.
Well, it's one of these things where I don't know if anybody else has had situations where somebody they knew was accused and found guilty of something heinous. And when you go, I never would have expected. And I know that sounds trite, and everybody says it every time a neighbor comes out, like when something horrible goes, oh, they were just quiet and kept to themselves. Great neighbor, kept a nice yard. The kids were great. Like, and then all of a sudden, like, he kills his wife and ties his kids up in the basement, and they don't see him for 3 days, and he's run off to Mexico. That's the kind of thing.
I think I know who it is.
He was so good in those Naked Gun movies, and he wore 32, and he played for the Bills, and he was on NBC Sports. I thought I knew him.
We will get to that next. But first, Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Route 96 in Victor. You know, with the kids going back to school, maybe we're going to be doing a little more driving. Maybe it's time to look at something new that's safe and reliable for the family. Or maybe it's time to finally get yourself that truck you've been eyeing all summer long. You know what I'm saying? We're getting towards the end of summer here. Why not? Get out there, get the Ram Bighorn. Oh, it's a luxurious truck to drive around in. You know, it's just so cool how everything now is just, it's just a click of a dial. That's all it is. It's a click of a dial to go from 4-wheel drive to 2-wheel drive. Towing capacity is fantastic and plenty of room for everybody in your family. And when I say that, I have a son who's 6'7". He came to visit. He fit comfortably in the truck. No problem at all. Check it out. Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, a locally owned dealership with ties to the community. And they're going to take care of you. Route 96 in Victor. It's Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and online at victorcdjr.com.
Mac of all trades. The name says it all. 585-202-9218 and macofalltrades.net.
Leo's, the official bakery, deli, and cafe of Billified, has everything you need for your Labor Day picnic, including cold salads like Leo's Tuscan Farfalle pasta salad made with fresh spinach, pasta with sweet basil vinaigrette and fresh mozzarella, only at Leo's. Plus, plenty of other cold salads, fresh baked bread, boar's head meats and cheeses, and apple pie, perfect for your picnic. What's the best thing about Leo's? Everything on Despatch Drive in East Rochester and open every day.
Well, Connery's Irish Pub, the happiest place in Fairport, or maybe on Earth.
Nose hairs are ugly. Ever see someone with a few of those sticking out? They're waving at you like a flag every time they breathe. So what do? Do you pluck them? That's an awful move. Manscaped has all your man holes covered. The Manscaped Weed Whacker 2.0 is the better way to trim ear and nose hair. You can't be walking around looking like you got a daddy long leg trying to escape your nostrils. Manscaped Weed Whacker 2.0 has skin-safe technology and avoids nicks, scrapes, and tugs. Get yourself right with the Weed Whacker 2.0 at manscaped.com and get 20% off when you use the code BILL20. Manscaped.com and 20% off with free shipping with the code BILL20. Skavon.
Does this come out the year you were born?
I thought this was 73, and I was 71.
Do you know who you share a birthday with? Did you ever look that online?
I did, yes. And
I would think it, being in radio for as long as
I did, and I couldn't tell you one person.
Bill Parcells. I looked it up
Bill
before
Parcells. Yes, I do remember Bill Parcells.
The general there, Max
MacArthur?
Not MacArthur.
Omar Bradley?
No. Not Ali.
You had
Schwarzkopf?
Yeah.
General Schwarzkopf.
I knew James Corden. I share a birthday with him. Ty Burrell, the dad from...
Oh, we just mentioned him earlier. Yeah.
Yep, share a birthday with him. I'm trying to think who else.
You guys got to be about the same age, right?
He's a little bit older. He's like 56. I'm 52. Oh, Gia De Laurentiis.
I don't know her. Sounds
She's
familiar.
the hot chick. Tommy, when we did the break room, used to go crazy on. She did she had a food show, didn't she, Vinny? She was like CNN or something. What did she have? A food show too?
Food Network. And yeah, she's still in the game.
She's 53.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aged like a fine wine, Vinny. See that.
Remember every day at 9 o'clock he'd turn on Kelly and Regis or Kelly and
the late Cindy Williams, who
she died. Oh, I know who you're talking. The
Cindy
other
Williams.
Okay.
Yeah,
Laverne and Shirley.
Laverne and Shirley.
I thought you meant.
And that was one of my favorite Opie and Anthony bits when they did Has Been Corner. And we found out on this podcast,
yes,
because everybody thought that was so fucking mean. They did an interview and they pretended they didn't know who she was, and they kept calling her a has-been, and she got really pissed off and yelled at them. So
they did that to her on purpose?
Yes.
For ratings?
Yes.
Oh, Anthony.
Opie and Anthony. So then I'm talking to Opie on this podcast. I called him one day, and he goes, because it was the anniversary of that, and people were tweeting about it. I said, and so we talked, and he said, you know why I did that? He said, she was on, who was the...
Andy Kaufman.
Andy Kaufman had a show, and he did Has Been Corner, and he brought somebody out, and Cindy was there, and he did exactly that to somebody, and Cindy laughed through the whole thing right in this poor guy's face. So here we had the opportunity to do it back to her. He goes, but nobody really knew that that's what we were doing, and so we got labeled shock jocks, assholes, all this shit immediately. He goes, that was fine. It's just the way it went. But I thought that was, that was pretty good. So Skavon was a woman that you and I, Vince, had worked with.
Yeah.
She worked in what they call traffic in radio, which is not telling you what's happening on the 90s, 4, 3, and 5. It was scheduling the commercials. And she was great at it. And Skavon looked like she stepped out of a magazine every day.
Unbelievable.
The woman's face was perfect. Hair perfect, clothes were immaculate. I mean, we talk about having some pride in the way you look, Doug. This woman looked like $1,000,000
Every day.
Every day. I used to talk boxing with her. She was a fan, if I recall, of Marvelous Marvelin Hagler, who had come to Bill's training camp with his son once because he was trying to help his son become a fighter. And I always loved him because he was that skinny guy, and he showed you how powerful your legs could be. Like he could, I mean, when he just twisted and twisted, like, you know, all that hip motion, which is so important. And so she and I would talk about all this stuff. Went to her retirement party when she retired from radio. Just a beautiful woman.
Model employee.
Model citizen.
Yeah.
Right? So then one day, we find out that Skavon's husband is found dead in the driveway, and they don't know what happened. And then it's like Skaze gets arrested, and then he was roughing her up. And she had enough, and she went out and shot him. And I don't know if that story held water or not. I think he was cleaning the car out, and she went out.
It was early morning. Everyone was like leaving for work. Right?
Yeah. Oh, but it was like and she was okay. I don't know when it was.
Yeah.
I don't know. So she went out and she did. I think she admitted, but tried to make it look like it was self-defense, from what I'm remembering in the early stories. Would that be right?
It sounds right.
Yeah, I think that was
because people were just waking up, and I heard a scuffle, and it was 6:30, whatever it was, and
so then a lot of people who had worked with her were trying to figure out, well, how the hell? Because everybody all of us. It's like it becomes a joke. Yeah.
What was this a couple years ago? Within a couple years?
Yeah, within a couple years.
Was it on Vintage Lane?
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
that was it.
Yeah,
it's near where my dad lives.
Okay,
and I had an Uber rider, and lady goes, "Can you believe this shit? It's right there. She shot her husband." I'm like, okay.
Yeah. This is the woman.
Yeah.
I mean, just an absolutely wonderful woman. And when I say you would never expect, Skavon was not the lady. We used to always go, Skavon! So I used to do that. And I used to try to sneak up and make her jump in her chair. And but she always of a good cheer and asked about your kids. And you know what I mean?
Everybody's favorite.
Yeah, and I had no purpose to go into traffic for anything. Like, I didn't go. I used to go in there and just chat with her about boxing and stuff. So then we find out that her husband's dead. Then there was something that came out. I believe she only had one child, and her son, and he had died a few months earlier, like June of that year, whenever this happened. And supposedly that may have had I have no idea. So all of this goes on. She winds up in jail. There's fundraisers to try to get her out. Mm-hmm. I didn't go. I didn't know what to even do. I was like, what do you do here? Like, I mean, if you killed your husband, what do you do?
Yeah.
You know,
I saw her mugshot after working with her for 4.5 years and I just glossed over it.
So I knew people we worked with who go, man, I want to see this mugshot because I've never seen her without all her makeup on and everything.
Do you have a picture?
Yeah. The mugshot's up. Can somebody pull it? Can you pull it up on your phone? Like every 10 NBC, 13 Wham, Channel 8, they all had it. Mm-hmm. I think 13 probably did the most in-depth coverage along with 8. So they had all this stuff. But she was married for 40 years to her husband. And then whatever happened.
Yeah.
Just finally snapped.
No one knows.
Did you buy the ice cream like I said? That's it.
Well, so now I'm going, now here's my shitty thing. I remember looking at this in the beginning, and I go, wow, her husband, 40 years. And he would come to Christmas parties, but he was always very quiet. I think I got introduced to him. I never really talked to the guy, but I remember him being somewhat quiet. I think he even came to get her once because maybe they were having car trouble, and so he was picking her up after work. But I remember seeing the picture they put up. It was them together. And this is terrible. This is a very, very bad thing I'm about to say. But he looked like Joe Jackson, Michael Jackson's dad. He had that thin mustache and the hat. And I always go, Joe Jackson looked like the evil character in every kid's cartoon there was. You know what I mean? And we all knew what Joe Jackson was accused of, like, beating those kids. I mean, you know, like the joke that I had heard other comedians do is, well, you don't get Michael Jackson without Joe Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Which is a terrible thing. But I go, you can't look like that. So if you told me this guy roughed Skavon up, I might go, yeah, I can see it. It's guilty. He looks like Joe Jackson. Joe did the same thing. He had that look, which I go is a terrible thing. But, you know, aging black men shouldn't get the thin pencils, thin mustache. Just don't do it and put the hat on. I'm just saying. I don't know. But she was the person that you would never think would have this. So something you have to think would go on. So I know she was up second-degree murder. That, I believe, carries, this is a wide range, but when I looked it up, 15 to 40 years in prison. Skavon is 68 or 69. Her husband was 72. That's a long time. And, it's any time, I think, in prison would be a long time for someone like Skavon, who just seems like such a lovely, sweet soul. But maybe it seems to have maybe a harder side we didn't know about. So I think they couldn't come to an agreement, the jury, on that. They deliberated for 3 days on this, and she has been found guilty of criminally negligent homicide, which is 1 1/3 to 4 years from what I looked up. And I hope I have that correct. I don't know. Okay. The sentencing date has not been determined yet, and so nobody really knows. But I'm like, man, of all the people we worked with in radio, which has nothing but criminals, thieves, and scumbags,
the last person.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Dan, happy birthday, Bill.
Yeah, I mean,
Occasional Christian. But
but Doug, seriously, I mean, you are talking about the scummiest of the scum.
And some of them have been involved.
Yeah, but none. Like, out of all the people, you would never think that she was the one that would be capable of this. And clearly she was. Because I think they even went through the house, and I don't know what she was saying. And then they found the gun, but it was like an old school gun and like an older rifle that you'd have to be pretty close to do it, which is heinous. You know, because I always go, if somebody gets mad and they shoot a gun, they're frustrated. They just pull it out and shoot it, and they shoot it, and the person's a good 25 yards away, and they clip them. I don't find that as bad as a stabbing when they're right there. Ooh. I feel like there's so much more emotion, and there's so much more anger, and it's right. You're right there. It's like, yeah, well, fuck you. Well, and I go, oi! That's scary.
You got to keep.
Yeah,
stabbing.
And you keep stabbing.
It's funny you bring that up. So when I was like 15, 16 years old, my buddy Louis' grandfather had Bill's season tickets. Not only did he have season tickets, but he also had a season pass to park at somebody's house. So we'd park at the house. I'd go to 1 or 2 games a year with him. We'd park at their house, right?
And he loved OJ. Funny thing.
And this woman collected the money, and she owned the house, right? So the following year, I go, hey, so we're going to park at so-and-so's house. Oh, no, you didn't hear about that? I go, no. She stabbed her husband 67 times. She's in jail.
67 times.
67.
Did he? Oh, he died.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think so.
He'd be like a sprinkler, right?
She's worth 32, a jersey.
She didn't have Parkinson's, did she?
But I was like, holy cow. Like, you really got to, like, we parked at this woman's house. Yeah.
But can you think of anybody in your life, like Skavon, that you would never expect this to have happened, that then is either accused of or worse, found guilty of?
No, I think she's the only one, actually, of something that heinous. And I saw her even after I stopped working in radio, and she would always say hi, and she was always pleasant, and we reminisced. It's unbelievable that was her. So.
Yeah, Right. That's the one.
I found out that I worked with a guy at Wham, okay? And he was an executive producer for news over at Channel 8. He eventually got fired. They hired him to do part-time news at Wham. And his name was, on the air, was Robert Jason. But his name was actually Robert Fain. Well, Robert Fain was distributing child pornography, and they caught him. He ends up committing suicide afterward. And his reason was, I just wanted to impress people online. Seriously, dude? And we were all kind of like stunned. And Lonsbury went on there. They go, oh, yeah, the guy used to work here. He hasn't worked here in a while. Wow. But, yeah.
Now, when I was a kid.
Crazy.
There was a girl that I went to school with. She had been left back. So those were the kids that you kind of were aware of, right? They were a little bit older, but they're in your grade. So she's supposed to be, you know what I mean? We're all in third.
She showed me her boobies.
Yeah, you got it. Exactly, Doug. So she was this girl that I was like the type of girl that would always tattle on you. And she'd try to give you stickers and things. And looking back now, I don't know if she would have been classified today, maybe being on the spectrum. I have no idea. But we also had gray lines, that shitty fake tile they had in all these small town schools. And it was gray lines. So if you stepped on the gray line, you liked her. So all the guys would be hopping over as we went. Horrible, right? So we're going from third grade to fourth grade. And all of a sudden there's a call that she has been murdered. And that her dad had a bad name in business and that someone broke in. This is a rural community. Rural. The cops show up, and it turns out her 15-year-old brother had taken the car out, and she started with the I'm going to tell, and he snapped and stabbed her with a fishing knife that he would gut fish with over 109 times.
109 times?
109 times. And this motherfucker ended up like he was 15. He was a basketball star. He was well-liked. It would be exactly you just wouldn't expect. You wouldn't expect. And so he winds up, I can't imagine as I sit at this end of life, right, my 52nd birthday,
right.
I lost both kids that day. One's going to prison and one's gone forever. And he got out because I remember like my senior year, there was a buzz because he came to watch a basketball game because he played basketball. He was like a basketball star in the school. And he's in the stands. It was like, he wound up, I think, lived in Rochester for a little while because I've talked about this when I was on the radio and people would call and go, yeah, I know him, Jimmy Hall. And would never say why he was here or anything. I think got married, and I think all his records are sealed because he was a juvenile.
He was a minor, right?
He was a juvenile. But again, another one of those you would never, ever, ever think. Guy at a church I went to this big, my parents switched from Catholicism, and we went to more of an evangelical church. Had to go every Sunday. Even to the point, Doug, when I was starting out in radio, I would do midnight to 6 a.m. Sunday morning, midnight Saturday. My father, if I was living under his roof, I still had to get up at 9 and we had to go to church. It was the rule. So this guy at church, he was a teacher, seemed nice, lovely family, caught on the side of the road banging a 15-year-old girl. Like another one that you would just never would expect. And not a creepy guy, not a guy like, you know how everybody puts around those memes of Biden rubbing someone's shoulders and all. And if you start to put it, if anything ever came out, they go, well,
we warned you. We saw it.
Never, nothing like that. Nothing like it. The pastor of that church caught banging this woman they called Aunt Pudgy on his desk. He was married and had kids.
Wow.
Small town, Danny.
Yeah.
Small town.
Small town.
Two teachers got in a fist fight in the main office. Never would have expected that.
No. Never hear that.
Two teachers got in a fist fight in the main office. Mr. Strong was one of their names. He was the football coach. The other became one of my favorite teachers, Mr. McNeil. McNeil went down and I think he had a cut on his head, but even just feigned it and all. So anytime I would see Mr. Strong, I'd go, hey, McNeil says hello. I did that.
Throw some salt in the wound.
I did that.
Stir the fire.
Every time. I did it for years. And he was such a sport. He didn't care. It was fun. But it's weird. And then in the news today, check this out.
Now to the arrest of a prominent family court attorney who's charged with forcible touching and exposure. Nathan Van Loon, seen here in a previous
worst fucking name.
Yeah, right.
grabbing a woman and exposing himself in a restroom. Court paperwork says Van Loon is suspected of pushing her against the mirror and then followed her down to her car and tried to kiss her. The paperwork says she told him to get out, and he did. Van Loon has pleaded not guilty.
Want to see something?
Well,
Look at it! Look at it! Look down!
I don't want to look down.
Look down!
Because that always works.
the worst fucking name you could have. Van Loon, and you're going to be accused of this. And when it
Yeah, they're not
sounds
saying
like
boo in the courtroom. They're saying Van Loon.
but a family court guy who works with it, it sounds like this guy was at a bar, followed a chick into the bathroom, the women's room. That's what it sounds like to me.
Does.
And then pushed her against. She tells him to get out. Then they go down to. He follows her to the car. Whatever.
Hey, do you want to see something? No.
And then they're showing like him from a previous interview they did with it. He's this happy guy. I would think most people go, never expected that.
Right, yeah.
Never expected it. Skavon would be my number one, even out of all the weird shit I've seen. I have seen in my life. Number one. All right. We shall take a break. When we come back, I want to call my mom. It's my birthday. And then we will close it out with a story of somebody who did something that I think people will say was heroic. And I say is a fucking weak move.
Okay.
We will get to all that next. But first, Rohrbach Brewing Company's Railroad Street Beer Hall, 97 Railroad Street in Rochester, New York, is the place to be. Do you like shuffleboard? Have you played shuffleboard competitively? Because it's back. Session 1 starts September 6th and runs through October 25th. $40 for a team of 2. Registration includes $1 off pints on league nights, 10% off to-go beer on league nights, a Rohrbach t-shirt, and registration for this will close on September 3rd. Doesn't that sound like a lot of fun? Competitive shuffleboard. Not a bad price and great incentives. $40 for a team of 2, $1 off pints on league nights, 10% off to-go beer on league nights. Come on. Want a brewery tour? Classic tours are $10, include a 30-minute tour, custom brewery tour tasting glass, and 1 sample on the tour. Find out more about all the tours at rohrbach.com, brewery-tours. And they have a brunch at the beer hall Saturdays from 10 to 2, featuring breakfast pizza, shrimp and grits, Bloody Marys, and beer mimosas. You got to love it, and you're going to find it all at the Railroad Street Beer Hall, 97 Railroad Street in Rochester, New York, from Rochester's original craft brewery since 1993, Rohrbach Brewing Company.
It's food truck and catering season at Jimmy's East. PlatesandShakes.com.
Have you been to the Plug in Eastview Mall? Oh, they got the hottest kicks in town. Perfect for back to school. Get out there. They are the coolest sneakers I've ever seen at the Plug. Honestly, they've got every iteration of Jordan you can imagine. And if you've got sneakers that you feel like are worth something, put them on consignment at the Plug. Rick and his crew will explain the whole thing to you, and they're very easy to find right there in Eastview Mall, Rochester's elite sneaker and apparel resale shop. The Plug.
The birthday boy himself is back. The one, the only, the man with the plan. Your favorite of mine from downtown Julie Brown, brother. 6'2", eyes of blue. A ladies' man from Alabama, Bamalama, Bill Moran.
Wait. When I switched off, that was my favorite Stone song, and I cut it off.
You're stoned, or this your favorite? Oh, favorite
Stone song. I
thought this was your favorite song to get stoned to.
No.
Oh, okay.
Not my favorite song.
The Rolling Stones.
No.
You're catching up to Keith Richards. What is he, 98 now?
No. Keith is younger than Mick. Mick just turned 80.
80.
How about Keith is still alive at 78 or 79?
Something to be said about drugs, rock and roll, and weed, and just...
I don't know what it is. You know, because you look, even Bill Wyman, who left the band, but he's still alive. He looks awful, but he's alive. Charlie Watts is the only one of the 4 that we really know are Ronnie Wood.
Bedroom. He never partied, they said.
No, he never
was
really
very monogamous, loved his wife, and just go up to bed.
What did he die of?
Dresser. Cancer. But he was 80. Which, I mean, you go...
At that point,
if your neighbor died at 80, it's good run. Good run for that guy. Good life. Nice life.
Anything over 80, I think, is good.
Yeah, that's right. So that's the way I always look at it this way. I think if I can get 25 more good years, all right, it's a pretty good win.
Right. I mean, if you live to be 104, you're middle age right now, technically.
Technically, but that's a stretch. Right. But I'm just going, if I had 25 more good years where everything's functioning fine, I'm not in need of anything, I'm not, right? My health is good, I'm able to do even this or something close, that would be freaking phenomenal. That's my goal, 25 more good years. 25
more good years of this?
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Sure.
I would do it until, I lose my vocal cords. So Vinny's here, and Vince was part of, they had the Top Free 7 in Rochester. Top Free 7 were the women who made it legal in New York State for women to go topless in public places where men can be topless.
Yep.
So there were women in Rochester that would walk around, and I think they got arrested, and there was all kinds of problems, but they were the Top Free 7. So to commemorate the anniversary of them, we recreated with the Brother Wee Show at Cobb's Hill a big photo of women topless, of everybody topless. So we all went out to Cobb's Hill. Did you set this up?
Yes, I was part of it. We had some fantastic promotions in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a promotion. It was, as you say, commemorative, but it was...
But it was a great thing, and I think it got a lot of press,
fantastic.
and it was, it was CMF was behind it. And my mom was in town, so my mom's like, oh, yeah? Yeah, let's go. Let's go. I'm free. And that was it. My mother was, and my mom, who came from, I could never really see where my mom stood, because when I was a kid, I always thought she was like a drip. She was just like this somewhat conservative, not really this. And then I find out years later, my father makes a big deal that we're coming up on the 50th anniversary of them streaking. My mom, my dad, my aunt, and my uncle.
That's why they call the streak.
And my father.
I said, don't look at them.
So wait, they streaked when you were 2?
Yes.
You had a sitter?
I guess.
Or were you on the baby Bjorn?
No,
and your balls were hanging out too?
I guess.
Flapping in your eyes.
This is live on the Bill Moran show.
So my father.
That's why they call him a animal.
My father goes, the reason I think this is such a big deal is because, and he wants to tell, he tells my sons, my older sons, right? The other grandkids, my brother's kids are little. I think the girls are 10 and the little boy's 7 or something. So my father tells my sons, he goes, you know why I do that? Because there's nothing grosser than picturing your grandparents naked. This is high energy. But you saw my mom topless.
Well, yeah, and you said you were thinking about calling Marge, right?
Yeah, I'm going to call her right now.
So whenever anybody brings up Marge, every couple of years, I turn and say to whoever's in the room, in this case, Doug and Danny and Troy, do you know I've seen Bill's mom's tits before? And you'll look at me like, you sick bastard, and I really have.
I'm like, show me pictures. Let's see them.
Well, my mom just turned 76.
She's in the wheelhouse.
Yes, I know.
Is she recovering okay from her surgery?
I think so, yes.
Are you having that young Phelps boy on your podcast again, William?
Only she could call you young.
Hello.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm very late.
Oh, that's okay. I figured it was all over.
No, it's not all over. This is our last segment of the podcast, but I saved the best for last. Figuring, it would be you. And I wanted to wish you a happy birthday for me.
That's right. It was my first birthday.
Yes, it was your actual birthday, right? And then Vince, remember Vince Press?
Yes.
Yep.
Hey,
Vince
how
is
are
here,
you, Marge?
And he just talked about seeing you topless at Cobb's Hill.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Do you remember that? By the way, they were spectacular.
Well, you got to do this.
A, B, C, D, and I'm not reciting the alphabet for Marge, but I'm going to guess a small C.
No, this is Doug. Doug Phelps is here. Doug, who's mom about a year older than me, but usually dates women in their 70s. I believe his last...
old.
Why, Doug? I need to ask why.
Old is gold. It's less trauma. All they want is sex and watch TV. It's great. You get a nice home-cooked meal. You can sleep in. A lot of naps. If you're bad in bed, they don't complain. It's just and you might even sneak in on a Social Security check or get in the will just by accident. You never know. I got 3 curio cabinets and a dog, but I mean, if it's on the will, I'm getting it. I'm rolling the dice, baby. Old as gold. I'm gonna sneak into that will. I'm gonna get a Ferrari someday. I'm just playing my cards right.
I'm glad you're up there and not around my friends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, now my mom went to Nazareth, and she still has.
Ooh, she's a Catholic girl?
Yes, she has a.
Do you have a ruler?
She does.
I don't know where this is going.
I'm willing. I'm yes ending. I'm yes ending, Doug.
Can you put me in the corner?
Where do we go next?
Let's get some ground rules.
But I do remember my mom's all her friends and stuff, and she has one friend that I remember, and I will say this to my mom, and it's kind of rude. I think I already told her, though. I remember meeting, like, her college, and I was probably about 12 at the time, and it was all these kids and the moms and stuff, and I remember seeing this one mom going, wow, I didn't know moms could be that pretty. Do you know who that was?
It was probably Mary Alice.
It
right?
was Mary Alice, yeah.
Who
I just saw and is now in her late 70s and looks fantastic. All of you ladies look great.
I just showed her picture tonight. I was at dinner and we were talking because her mother is 101. And she had a picture of her and her mother at the winery last
Doug?
week.
No, that's Doug. That's off the reservation.
Doug, we got a few heartbeats away.
I can't. I mean,
So
I dated a girl in a wheelchair once, and she pissed me off, and I stole her wheelchair. She came crawling back.
God.
Doug.
Wow.
My God, that's terrible. That's all.
Billy, this is bad.
No, it's not bad. Doug's very funny and very sweet, actually. So you did show her mom's 101.
Yes, her mom's 101. But anyway, my friend said, she is really beautiful, Mary. Yeah. And I went, yes, she is.
Yeah.
Always says that. Yeah.
Well, I wanted to thank you. And I guess while I have you on here, when you think back, I mean, was there anything, because I've heard recently a couple things that I forgot about that I did as a kid. I was reminded of. But is there anything that I did that really stands out when you think back?
When I think back.
Yeah, now, and I'm not talking, it could be good or bad. Most of the stuff that I hear is bad. I was reminded of a couple just the other day by Dad.
I can only imagine by who.
You have a brother or sister, right?
Both.
Yeah. Were you ever, play barber, cut each other's hair, and get caught doing that?
No, because I was older by 5 years than my sister and 8 years than my brother. They did things like my brother and sister, because I was just talking to Kevin today, and he's been leaving the kids alone a little bit, because what's Mallory, 11? And they were going out tonight, and they had a babysitter, and Mallory's like, I can handle it. And he goes, no, sometimes Dylan can be really rough, the younger brother, and really give you a hard time. And I remember one time, this is true, we had I think it was your grandmother's table, Mom, that came in the kitchen, and it was an old school table. It was really pretty. It had a lot of artwork to it, but underneath there was lattice, and it came to like a really sharp point. So if you hit your leg on it or something, it would hurt, right? So one day, all of a sudden, I come home, and there's balloons, and there's all this shit. And my dad's like, oh, you wouldn't believe what happened. Katie said Kevin was underneath the table, and he stood up, and he whacked his head, and it was bleeding, and she stayed with him. And I think Kate and Kevin were probably around Mallory and Dylan's age, somewhere in that 11, 8 years.
It was after school. It was that time
after school. Yeah, so then...
Where we would have... Yeah, we would need... Yeah.
So
it'd be an overlap before we'd get home.
About a half hour or something, right?
And then Dad came in first.
Yeah. So then they take Kevin. I think, did he get stitches?
Yes, he did.
He got stitches in his head. My dad's talking about my sister. You stayed calm. You handled this. You did a great job. Kevin came up underneath. He was screaming and crying, but you did great. He brought home balloons for all this. And I don't know when we found out they had gotten in a fight, and my sister had taken a bottle of Pledge, like the furniture polish, and at the back end that had that like lip on it.
Yeah,
she whacked him over the head. And that's what it was. And my father's going on, "You're a hero. Yes, saved him. He would have died." That was. But what about? I'm trying to think. I can think of a few things myself, but.
Now, when you were giving birth to Bill, they had Lamaze then. Were you doing the?
Yes, I did the Lamaze.
He says he was 10 pounds. I mean,
he was 10 pounds, so I was unable to do it.
Okay.
And at that time, the doctor said, obviously, if you want to be awake, why don't we do a spinal? But then his dad could not come into the operating room or anything, and so we did the spinal. And even then, I'll never forget the anesthesiologist was pushing on me, and they're going push, and I was doing my best. But then when they delivered him, they were like, "Oh my God," because he had such big shoulders and all that. He was a big baby. Yeah.
That's when the guy says, "I identify as a woman." I'm like, "No, you could never do this." This is just right there. We're going to call it Mrs. Moran. We're going to solve this in the United States of America and the world. There's a difference between men and women. Guys would be like, "No, I can't do this. The game's on." But a woman is like, "I'm in here for 48 hours till I have my son." Yes.
Wow. Yeah.
No, how long were you in labor? 10 hours, 12 hours?
Yeah, I was 12 hours, but there was something with me. I was like 12 hours with everyone. And the doctor did explain that some women are just like that. You'd go into labor, and then I would never really get the urge to push, and it would just go on and on. Then they would give you Pitocin and bring it on. So each one was long.
Yeah, it is long. Jeez.
Yeah.
Now, Bill, are you named after anybody?
My dad, sort of, because my dad, only in that I'm not a junior because he didn't have a middle name and I do.
Okay.
So, yeah.
They didn't give your dad a middle name?
No.
Wow.
No. And I am William Patrick. He had a confirmation name and it was Paul. He wanted Patrick, but he was too young and couldn't spell it, so he could spell Paul. So that's why he did it when they went around the Catholic school in like second grade or whatever. He goes, all right, I guess we'll just go with Paul. But that was his confirmation name, not his given middle name. I guess they didn't. Helen and Joe didn't give him a middle name.
No, they didn't. Yeah, no. I think Joseph was just Joseph, too. Yeah.
That's the story of Johnny Cash. They didn't give him a name. It was JR.
Yeah.
They didn't even give him a name. He had to, when he went in the Air Force, he had to take the name Johnny.
Oh,
because JR, they had to have a name in the Air Force apparently, so he wasn't JR anymore. Because if you watch the movie, they're calling him JR, and then I found out, and when I went to his museum, that was his given name was 2 letters, JR, JR Cash.
Look at that.
Were you born in Rhinebeck or Poughkeepsie?
Poughkeepsie. I was in the Poughkeepsie hospital.
There's the new hospital in Poughkeepsie, which hangs on the cliff there, is like unbelievable.
Yes, that's where my mom had surgery.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, she was just there. It is. I was in. Were you part of one of the architecture firms that designed it?
I wasn't. We were, when I was in that business, we were part of the walkway over the Hudson, which was a great project. But that hospital looks like, if you're looking at it from across the river, it's like unbelievable.
Vassar Brothers.
Yeah, Vassar Brothers.
Yep. Yeah. My mom was just there, and I was in there with her, and she kept saying, "Well, I'll have a river room." Well, they put her on the wrong side. She had the parking lot room, but I got to go out, but they do. It's a beautiful view over the Hudson River, like in the waiting room. And there is something about water that I always find very calming. Yeah. I don't know, when you're looking at a lake or a river, or that river's so wide, so that's always good. Nothing bad, Mom? Come on.
Well, I wasn't going for something bad. I guess I'm very sentimental. And what I can clearly remember is there was 5 years difference between you and Katie.
Yes.
And you were in kindergarten. We dropped you off at Doug and Pat's that morning, and you got on the bus there and all, and you were just so good. And when you came home, Dad had seen you that day, but when I brought her home, she was in the cradle by the fireplace. And you came in from the bus, and I remember you just rocking the cradle and petting her so gently. And you were a really good big brother. You really were.
Well, for a few minutes.
That's why I like old women, because they love rocking their cradle. If you know what I mean?
All right. Well, that's a very sweet. That's a sweet memory, because I'm thinking of different things. Like, I know
he never snuck any booze or whiskey.
Snuck any booze, Doug? That practically turned the place into a brothel when they were gone. I mean, I had parties.
Is this before or after Katie started teething? Because that helps.
I mean, there was all kinds of crap. Snuck out, did everything. I did everything.
Really?
Yeah. I even had. There was a time where somebody called up, but I was going to the prom. It was my prom. And some parents called up and said, "Hey, we hear you're having the party." And I'm like, and my parents kind of cornered me and go, "Hey, we're having the party." And I said, "No, we're not." And they go, "Oh yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. So you go, have a good time, and everybody's gonna come back here." Well, I didn't want to come back, so we took the limo, went somewhere else. I roll up late. The place is just littered with kids. And, it was right when the DWI laws were starting to get pretty tough. It was 1989.
Mm-hmm. Mad and all that. Mothers Against
Bad. And there were and there was a big story about I've never been able to confirm this, but it was one that I had heard that some kid had a party and his property, the parents' property, was adjacent to the school. So it spilled onto the school property. Cops showed up. And it made the cover of the New York Times, or a section of the New York Times. His parents were in Japan because Dad was on business, and
I remember.
They read this story, and they got in all kinds of trouble themselves, and the kid, and all this. So this was all the I'm going to say rhetoric, but it was whatever. Look, as a kid, you're just looking to have fun, right. And these people are trying to block your fun. From this end of life, you go, I'm just trying to keep you alive. So. My parents are running around dumping out booze. Now, I came out and I had a beer. So I'm running around the side of the house, and all of a sudden this arm pops out. It's my old man. He practically clotheslines me. The beer goes flying. And my best friend just played video games in the basement. He didn't give a shit. But I felt like lame. I had taken a girl who was already in college, and she came back to go with me because she had graduated the year before. And I was like, oh, man. And then the next day I went and I got really drunk.
That's right. And then you had somebody drop you off at the corner so you could drive your own car home from the corner up. Because
so no one would know I
your
was
little
drunk.
brothers and sisters, nobody would be out riding their bikes or anything there. It would be perfectly fine, yes. Mm-hmm. And nobody would know you were drunk.
And no one would know I was drunk. And my dad had just finished. He had just put in this atrium door down in the basement, one of these glass doors that would open up. It was a walkout basement. Had put out this gravel patio, nice bench, had put in, I think, a koi pond and all this stuff. And so I come running down, and he had just put this in. The screen is closed, and I come running down, hey! And I jump in midair, and I go, oh, shit, the screen's closed. I hit the screen. The screen just falls out of the track onto the gravel patio. And my old man goes, get out of my sight. That's all I remember. I just remember that. And then finds me later, knows I'm drunk, and goes, right. I hope you have a hangover tomorrow. Yep. I think I was probably, I think Kevin did a lot of adventurous things that were, I don't want to say typical, but like bicycling across country, backpacking through Europe, doing all that stuff that you would worry as a parent, but almost proud of. Like, this kid's really doing something. I was the one you went, oh, shit.
Kevin did plenty, too. The fire pits in the backyard.
Yeah, but you guys didn't know it.
I know.
You guys didn't know it. And my favorite, though, from my brother and sister. So my sister had been vegetarian since she was, I think, like 9. So she learned to cook, did her own food and everything. Had left something on the stove, and the pot had started to disintegrate because it was on there so long. Whatever was on it boiled out of it, and the handle started to melt. So my brother and sister decided that they just listen to exactly what I'm saying. They went outside and they buried it in the backyard. This pot. Guess who never noticed the pot missing?
Your mother.
Mom.
Mom. Never knew. Katie and Kevin get in a fight. And Kevin says, yeah? Well, I'll tell Mom about the pot. And my mother starts flipping out. A smoking pot! Going like crazy. And then it turns out that they had buried the pot in the backyard. But I still think the funniest part of it is she never knew.
She never knew.
I never knew.
And I was so happy when I found out it was a burnt pot.
I know for them it was a great thing. Yeah, I think maybe it didn't like melt, but it was so you couldn't get it clean, and Katie didn't want to get in trouble.
I think the bottom of it was just about melted out. Yeah.
Mom, Marge, you raised some very smart kids, so I want to ask you this question because when I was in school, when I was at Fisher, we had speech class, and one kid gave a speech about how to get your parents to not overreact, and he always said, "I would start with a pregnancy story and say, like, I met this girl, one thing led to another, and then I wrecked the car." Oh, so you're not pregnant? No. Well, what happened to the car? So they were so relieved that nobody was knocked up that, the car, they could forget the car. So did Bill or anybody ever try that stuff with you?
Well, that was the pot story.
That was the pot story, because she was relieved that it wasn't really pot. Yeah, but that was by accident. That was by accident. Not a pre-planned.
That's why I thought, they may have done something like that.
I don't think so.
No one was.
I don't think, no.
I usually at those times just gave myself. At the end, I would just start going, I tried to skip school, and the garage was attached to the house, but set back just a little bit. So the bus comes by, and I'm waving it to go by. I got my fishing pole. I'm going to go up to this fishing hole and the thing. And all of a sudden, who pops out of the front door? Her. Where are you? I go, I'm right here. Drives me to the corner. Goes, you getting on that bus? Like, even now, what happened to mental health days? I just wanted to go fishing.
Mental health days.
I needed a mental health day. I was sick of that shit school.
We didn't call it that back then. We called it skipping.
And Marge will probably attest to this. You woke up, you're like, I don't feel good. Well, you'll feel better when you get to school. You're going.
Oh, yeah. My mom would say that, too.
And you had to walk to school. Yeah. Not like all these pussies that get picked up in front of their house.
Did you have to go uphill both ways?
Yeah. All right. Well, Mom, thank you for thanks for having me.
I have one question.
Yes.
How are you going to celebrate the rest of your birthday now?
I've got some strippers coming in. I got Tatiana, Mary, Courtney, Patty, and Cinnamon. And we got a birthday cake. And shit's getting real. We're going to have some fun.
I'm going to edit this podcast. I am going to put it together. I have some other things I need to do. I'll probably edit up some videos for tomorrow's social. And then I will go home. I've been invited by my Irish friend to meet him for a drink, but I don't know that I'm going to do that.
I figured you would have been, yes.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm going to do that, though. But he did call me earlier tonight and say, it's your birthday. Meet me for the drink. And I said, he goes, call me when you're done. And I just said, I don't get out of here. So probably this weekend. I don't know. I'll do something. But you're 52. You know what I'm happy about? You know what I really wanted to do today more than anything? This sounds really strange. I wanted to go and do that exercise class. Just because at 52 I could. And the funny thing was that the owner of the gym was there. We're having a conversation. She asked me something about the kids. And I said, yeah. And I go, one of the boys called me. He goes, I'm taking out to dinner. And so I go, save your money. He goes, I said, it's my birthday. She goes, it's your birthday? So then throughout the entire class, they had us, everything was 52 seconds. Like instead of, there was a 52-second plank. There was all this shit.
And you're the only guy in the class.
And I'm the only guy in the class.
You knew that going in.
But I only said it to her quietly off to the side because she was asking about my son. And I said, he's in college. I go, the kid's working. He's got no money. I said, it's so funny because he just called me for my birthday and goes, I go, save your money. She goes, when's your birthday? I said, she goes, when's your birthday? I said, today. And she goes, it's your birthday?
Women are really good at keeping secrets about birthdays. So I can see where you thought that was a good idea.
Yeah, I didn't even think, to be honest with you. I didn't think. So then after that, it became so. But I was happy to say I was, I'm old and it's all right.
Did they give you 52 spankings?
I had dinner.
No, they didn't, Doug. I offered as a workout, hey, listen, I'm willing, and no one would take a bite.
You want buns like these? Let me show you.
What did you do, Mom? You went out to dinner what?
I went out to dinner with a friend tonight, and it's somebody that I know, I'm getting to know pretty well, but I know her. And I said, today's my son's birthday. She goes, it's my son's birthday, too. So he's 53. You're 52. So
right.
We thought that was quite amusing.
Yeah. I bet I would look better.
I don't know.
I was waiting to hear. Of course you do. Of course you're of my loins.
She turned into Mike Tyson. Just fucking shut you down right there. Yeah.
That's the other thing.
Of course you are, son.
His modesty.
Who? My modesty?
Your modesty.
I do it as a joke. I do it as a joke. And I will say my biggest fan is her. I could get her to laugh at pretty much anything. I don't even have to say stuff sometimes. I just make a face. Some of my favorite stuff ever is over family things. And I it could be anybody. And something will happen and I'll just look at her and go, I say, you can't.
Right.
She
knows what you're thinking.
Oh, she knows it already. And I'll just go, Oh, I did tell a couple ag stories tonight.
Did you?
I told a couple of my favorite ag stories.
Well, sure was your fan.
Well, but these may not be good. I told about the St. Patrick's Day parade and the. Do you remember that? I told about the anniversary party where she went in and laid on the couch and Kevin and I came in and knelt next to her and put the roses on her. And then I told the story about when she left me the voicemail on my birthday.
Oh my God.
That woman was a classic. There'll never be another. And I did love her tremendously because I don't know why. I always felt like through all the bullshit, and there was a lot, I don't know why I could see right to the core of that woman. And I knew that she loved me and had always had my best interests at heart. I don't know why. Oh, yeah. I just always felt that. But there was a lot of stuff and a lot of people that she made upset.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So. But I loved her, and
you were always her favorite. I think.
Yeah.
She laughs at the end of the statement.
All right. Well, Mom, I thank you for having me and putting up with me. I'll say that.
It's been wonderful.
It's been a fun 52 years. I got to say. I mean, it's been a hell of a ride.
I just was going to say it's been a great ride.
Yeah, it's been a great ride.
And I hope I have many more with you.
Yeah, me too. All right. Well, okay. I will talk to you soon. Love you, Mom. Thank you.
Okay. Love you too.
All right,
good night, guys.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
There we go. All right. We'll close it out. I was going to tell another story, but I think we hit the limit.
I didn't realize Granny Egg died.
Yeah, she died, about 4 or 5 years ago now.
Sorry to hear that. I would have brought you another bottle. Or maybe an empty bottle with a rose in it just to commemorate it.
Dan Borrello brought in all kinds of booze. For Vince Press and Troy, who are hanging out tonight.
Thank you. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Bill.
And for the guy who people love the intro so much so, I'm going to have to hit the outro again. I have a friend, Kevin Foodie, who wants a personal intro.
All right.
He loves you. He thinks
that's how we started.
That would be Doug Phelps. I'm Bill Moran. We'll see you tomorrow.